Morning, welcome back. So we had to leave it outside last night. Look at that, just dripping off her. Beautiful. Beautiful. What can I say? It's amazing, isn't it? We need to make room in here first for it, but first we need to, if we go back to the old Mondial there. So the Mondial story, this is the first Ferrari that I restored. I picked this up just so you know a little bit. Okay, hi. I'll tell you a little bit about me. This is the Mondial project I've been doing now for probably about 2 years. We've been at this. It was an investor car, so it'd been used by investors who buy it for 5 years. It sits there in the garden, whatever, and then 5 years later they sell it, make profit. That's been done a couple of times. So it was in a bit of a state really. It had a clap suspension. We fixed that. The chassis at the front was rusty. Where the water sits on it, so we've had it up in the air, took it to the specialist. He's welded the chassis. It's better than it was, to be honest. You know, I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it's definitely good enough now. It's perfect, really. And then it was over to us. Then we took it for an MOT, tyres. It's got cleaned it up. We did quite a lot of work on the interior, which I'll show you after. We've done the headlining, painted the headline. It was all mouldy, the seats, cleaned the interior. It was really, really bad. And then just as we thought we'd finished, then the engine decided it wasn't running right. V8, obviously, lots of moving parts, mechanical car. Oh, everything was 10% knackered. So we had oil seals, fixed them. Then it was another thing. Then it was the leads. Then it was, you know, the coils. Then so we've basically, essentially, it's got an entire new fuel system and an entire new ignition system, and now it is just absolutely perfect, fantastic. So this is going up for sale, this car. Unfortunately, before I bought it, it was a category D write-off in 1994, which does mean it's probably one of the cheapest Mondials on the market. So if you want an entry-level car, then, I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I've checked it over a million times. I just lie underneath it and stare at it. It's a fantastic machine. I'll show you around it a little bit. So this is what's making way for the 360 now. What have we done? So we obviously, exhausts all original. We just clean them, polish them, makes such a difference. Repaint the bottom piece there. That's been done in Mercedes AMG Obsidian Black, rather than the matte Ferrari. It just gives it that little bit more of a depth to the paint, you know. We shortened the number plates because I felt like it was too much number plate. It was spoiling the aesthetics of the car. Obviously, I put a little tribute to the game. If you know, you know. You know, I won't say any more. The badge was missing. That's a brand new badge that we got off a collector, a badge collector, funnily enough. Very kindly sorted us out with that. Underneath here, again, we've had new fuel pipes made, brand new, because the other ones are just corroded and you can't get them anymore, and it's just, you need to be safe. There's so much fuel pressure in there. It's best to uprate them. Rebuilt the fuel distributor, rebuilt the warm-up regulator there, all new HT leads, new, what do you call them, distributor caps, distributor rotor arms, injectors, full service, belts, timing belts, all the auxiliary belts. We've removed the AC compressor. We've still got it. It can come with the car but I'll keep it with the car. But as far as I'm concerned, it's an unnecessary drain on the engine, that, especially in the UK. And really, if I'm honest, they were never that good from factory anyway. But what a machine, what an amazing looking thing. 3.2 litre V8 under there. What else have we done? Obviously we've got the 348 arm alloys, which make it a little bit nicer. They were on it when we got it. Interior wise, you know, like this. We've stripped it all down, repainted all the handbrake. The seats we didn't repaint, a small little tidy up on the edges, just to give it a little bit, but nothing. Tried to keep that original. The centre console, we had to repaint but only subtly, not too much, so it looks, you know, so it looks really badly repainted. But again, it had just worn through, the colour had worn through, so we had no choice with that. We've added a badge there to cover a hole where there was an LED from a previous alarm, which was just an absolute eyesore. Again, the headlining, that was all mouldy, so we've repainted that. Sunroof didn't work, we fixed the sunroof. That was a mission, absolute mission. You know, they say on these cars, if the sunroof doesn't open, leave it shut, but I don't agree with that. If you've got a sunroof, you need the sunroof, and you've got to open the sunroof. It's a law of the land. So we've made that work. We've made an extra loom on that, added a loom so that it can just work independently. Again, I mean, look at that, amazing. All the carpets have been out, cleaned, put back in, new soundproofing underneath. So sort of things really. New wiper motor, we took all these off, all these grills, cleaned them just to get, you know, any mash off them underneath there. Replaced this. This is my old belt because the other one obviously ripped off. It's a shame to leave it there because it's a good belt, that. And then, you know, all the solenoids that open the boot lids, they were all seized, so we've tended to them. She's a beautiful car. Often frowned upon in the Ferrari world with them being a 2+2, but it's essentially the same engine as many other Ferraris of this era, you know. So if you buy in another Ferrari for 50, £100,000 more, you're buying the same problems that this has for a lot more money, and when you drive it, wow, I mean, none of that matters, all that just goes away. Yeah, fantastic machine. So let's get her out and get some pictures took, see if we can get it sold and make room for the 360. Well, last night when we brought the car up, a little catch on the drive there, so a bit of a chunk on my tarmac, and a couple of little bolts underneath where it bottomed out in the middle with the skirt on, so we've took them out. Hopefully we'll make it off the drive now. Goes down the drive this time. Looks like it's still catching. I think I might have to go on a diet. Cold start in the Mondial. Be a bit of a good old-fashioned cold start. Cold winter's morning. About this RPM now, a couple of minutes and then she'll drop. These cars had a cold start put on because there was, when they first brought out the emission laws, these were only just being released, so the cold start system on them is quite inferior by today's standards, and what it basically is trying to do is warm the cats up as fast as possible so it meets the CO2 emissions as quickly as possible.